A couple of thoughts on sunlight and the end of the world. Sometimes I think that Narnia and Tolkien are telling exactly the same story. See if you can get your head around this. So in Narnia, you've got to sail beyond the edge of the world on the east if you want to find Aslan's country. Maybe because the sun rises in the east. So if the divine is going to come to join us, we might expect that he would come like the sun from the east. And Aslan always comes from the east. In Middle Earth, by contrast, you gotta sail beyond all limits to the west if you want to find Aslan's country. Maybe because the sun sets in the west. So if the divine were to invite us to join him, we might expect he might beckon us to come like the sun down to the west. And so in the end, it leaves me wondering if both Lewis and Tolkien kind of implicitly agree, whether they would phrase it this way or not, but it seems to me that they've got the idea that when idolaters worship the sun, they do so partly because they have come into contact with at least a part of a truth that atheists have completely lost touch with. So anyway, in Narnia, the celestial beings awaiting by the end of the world on the east are the stars from the sky, brought down to Earth after a long, tiring life. In Middle Earth, the immortal beings awaiting in the west by the end of the world are the glorious elves, some of whom have seen past the curtain and have now returned for now to this land of mortal men doomed to die. So these creatures, in both versions, these creatures are kind of waiting there patiently, watching the sun rise and set at the edge of the mortal world, greeting travelers who come to sail past the edge of the great unknown. And you know what? It's no wonder that C.S. Lewis had so much apparent delight in the silver chair, in putting his pessimistic, perennially cranky frogman Puddleglum into a dark fortress of evil deep underground, where he was left shouting and crying in torment under the oppression of deceivers. There is a sun. There is a sun. I don't care what you try to tell me. I've seen it, he said. There is this bright, pleasant world above this dreadful place. Because I think Lewis, just like Tolkien, realized kind of matters if there's a sun in the sky. Whether we think of it as blistering, blinding, destructive, brilliant, warm, gentle, life-giving, whether we think of it as rising or setting or scorching the earth, it can never be a trifle. It's the sun.